What's up, mate? It's good to be back. Well, yes, particular video again. If you are here for a creative vlog, sorry, it's pretty hard to go out shooting right now due to the current situation, as you can guess. So if it's what you want, you can have a look at this playlist. You will surely find what you're looking for. Now, today here, we're talking. And before you run away, consider staying for a while. It won't be very long, and frankly, it could be very interesting for you. We're going to talk about the future of this channel and what you're going to find here. And you, bro, yeah, you're going to have a role to play. If you saw my previous video, you know I came back a few weeks ago to live in France, in my good old town of Lyon, the best city of France. No, it's not Paris, it's Lyon. And I must confess that the return is quite special for the moment. I left Melbourne, it was summer, people were cool, chill. I arrived here, it's the end of the world. It's winter, we're all in quarantine, locked down at home because of the flu. And toilet paper seems to be the indispensable weapon that people need to survive the apocalypse.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
So obviously the vlogs, not for now. But even locked down here, I have some video ideas, and it's thanks to some questions you asked me, all of you, which brings me to the point where you step in, my friend. Except that before we talk about the future, let's have a quick look at the past. The channel started 8 or 9 months ago, I don't remember, and we are already almost 1,000, and that... Look, it's not very manly, but I'm the kind of guy not afraid about showing his emotions, so I'm giving you this little hurt. So if you haven't already done so, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be fine here. We're fine. Yeah. There is a whole story about the creation of this channel, but it's not a Q&A. We are not going to talk about it here. Maybe one day it might be very interesting for you to know some stuff. Now, today the goal is not to talk about me, but it might be relevant to give you some details. I was a photographer for a long time at the beginning of my career. Then I moved to graphic design. I did a lot of brand identity. Then I turned to video and especially motion design. I do that kind of stuff. It's my source of income. My channel is just a side thing. I make this kind of explainer video for advertising agencies and big brands. But the ultimate goal is to be on YouTube full-time and therefore to make money from it. So why would I want to leave what I do, which pays pretty well in advertising, to go to a job, YouTuber, where I will have to work 3 times as much for probably much less? During those 2 years in Australia, in addition to my freelance clients, I went to a school of entrepreneurship and innovation, and it totally changed the way I see my business. Business, marketing, all these things, I've always seen them in a rather negative way. I've always seen myself as an artist, first and foremost, who charges for his services. But nothing could be further from the truth. I'm a business, and that's not bad. A company, especially an individual one, is above all the mission you want to give yourself, the values that are important to you and that you want to share with the world. And these 2 years have been an opportunity for me to think about that. What I would like, more than selling my skills and my time to other businesses, is to talk about creation, to teach people how to create and to teach them how to make a living from it. I'd rather bring value directly to you than to a random company. The client relationship is also very special in freelance work. No matter how great and beautiful your design is, the client wants to sell and think he knows, often wrongly, what will work and will have feedbacks and modification. Frustrating, to say the least. On YouTube, you make the videos you want to make. Even if I make sponsored videos, at least the way I think of it. The brand will of course have some demands, but it will have to adapt them to my own identity, since my audience will come for my content, not for their products. So yes, in the future, if we get to a certain number here, the goal is to have an income with YouTube, sell online courses, photo or video presets, or sponsored videos. But all this is far into the future, far away, not like the apes rule the planet. You maniac! But not for at least a year, probably longer. First, you have to grow an audience. Becoming an influencer doesn't interest me at all. I don't want to create followers. I want to create creators. I don't want to influence. I want to inspire. I don't want you to watch my videos and think, oh, I'm influenced, I have to do this and that. But rather, wow, that's freaking cool. I'm totally capable of doing that too. Growing on YouTube, I'm not gonna surprise you, it's hard. Personally, I gave myself 2 years, see where I am and decide to continue or not. If I look at the YouTube numbers and the average growth of a channel, I'm doing quite well. It usually takes more than a year to get past the 1,000 subscribers. My problem The thing that keeps me from growing on the platform the most is how often I post. It's 1, extremely irregular, and 2, widely spaced in time. Once every fortnight at best. And YouTube is a beast that you have to feed regularly. Let's be clear, even if I was full-time on the channel, which I'm not, I wouldn't post more than 1 video a week. I don't have the capacity to produce more with the minimum quality level I want to give to my videos. But the weekly post is my goal, and I want to find formats that allow me to reach it. At the end of this year, 2020, I would like to be at 1 video per week. For now, in my head, this is what I imagine as topics and formats. 1. The creative vlog. It's the format I love doing the most. I have a team, a type of photo to make, or video. Yeah, we're going to talk about video on this channel, don't worry. I go out and I show you the creative process behind it and give you as much advice as possible. This format, you already know it, it's the latest videos. I would now like to make a second part. For each creative vlog, which talks about production, the next video will be on post-production. If it was a photo, I will show you how I edit it. And if it was a video, I will show you some editing tips, for example. You often ask me for Lightroom, Photoshop. I promise it happens. I want to do it. So we have week 1, week 2. For the rest, I'm looking for formats that are a little easier to make, but that still brings you a certain value. The first one I would like to do is about inspiration. When you learn something, usually most people focus on technical stuff. And artistic sense, well, that seems to be something you're either born with it or you're screwed.
We're screwed! There you go.
Well, it's not. Artistic sensitivity, understanding what works aesthetically, that's also a skill that you learn. I take a little bit of time every day to artistic monitoring, to constantly educate my eye to find new ideas. So I would like to create a short format where in a few minutes I present 4 or 5 artists who can inspire you. It can be 5 portrait photographers on Instagram, 5 YouTube channels with super talented filmmakers, 5 photographers from the 70s that you don't know but that you should because they are masters. And later in the future, I would love to add to this format a minute where I present what you do. I have a lot of people who contact me on my Instagram and ask, hey, what do you think of my pictures? And rather that they are the only one to benefit from the answer, basically you send me what you do and I give you a little review of what I like and what I think you can improve. The other format that I really want to develop is the business side of creation. And for me, it's extremely broad. It's obviously the entrepreneurial side, finding clients, how to sell yourself, how to manage your clients, etc. The self-development side, working on the necessary state of mind for this lifestyle. And finally, there is also a side that I'm passionate about, which is the productivity side. Organization, all the tools I use on a daily basis to manage all my projects. There are really a lot of things that I want to share on this topic and that can really help you if you want to start living off what you create. These are the main formats that I will be testing in the coming weeks or months. If you want to know my long-term vision for the future of this channel, very briefly, documentaries about creative people and their creative process. I usually make 1 short film a year, a fiction I mean, and if I have the opportunity to do it this year, I like to show you all the steps of creation, brainstorming, writing, production, editing, etc. Frankly, it's very interesting. I'd also like to do some gear review. I'm not a very technical person. What I'd be more interested in is to integrate it into creative vlogs. Like there is a new lens, bim, I take it with me and I test it in the field. That's more my thing. And that's where you come in, bro, because all these ideas, they're still in the making. And most of them I got from reading your comments or your messages on Instagram or Twitter. You should follow me, mate. So if sometimes you're on YouTube and you're thinking, oh fuck, how come nobody ever talks about this shit? Or you have ideas about what you'd like to see on the channel, it's the perfect occasion. I can't guarantee you anything, but I really want you to find what you're looking for here and that we can grow together. So 2 ways you can help me. You can of course answer in the comment section, but if you have a little more time, in the description I put a link to a survey. It takes 40 seconds to fill it in if you just want to check the little boxes, but I've also left some fields if you really want to develop what you think. If you can, I really prefer the form because it allows me to organize everything in little boxes, to compare the data, I love that, and to understand what's in your head as well as possible. So if you want to do me a big favor, no, if you want to do yourself a big favor, go to this link. Thanks, bro. Oof, so isn't this channel gonna be awesome? In a few months, you won't even remember who Peter McKinnon is. Peter who? I watch Nico. Subscribe, ring the bell, give me a kiss. No, no kisses, that's not okay. Not these days. Stay safe, bro. See you soon and keep on creating. Okay, first thumbnail with the studio. Ooh, gotta make a YouTube face. Ooh, better, pointing at the cup with absolutely no reason.